It's happening. This whole Diddy trial situation has exploded way beyond just Cassie's case. Initially, it was centered around her testimony, full of troubling details. Yet now it's spun out into something way bigger than anyone could have imagined. We're no longer just talking about tabloid stories. This has escalated into federal courtroom drama with insider leaks, hidden audio, and a storm of old clips now pulling in a significant chunk of Hollywood. The internet is ablaze with it. The buzz on the streets is deafening. And those caught up in this, they've got to be sweating bullets right now. So here's the latest fallout. After weeks of the prosecution detailing Cassie's experiences, the alleged abuse, the infamous wild parties, and Diddy's controlling nature, the case took quite a turn. Attendees in the courtroom and online leaks revealed the prosecutors have expanded their target. The focus has zoomed in on some audio recordings, not just any tapes, mind you. These are said to be graphic, explicit recordings featuring Diddy, Will Smith, and Meek Mill. No, this isn't some wild Twitter speculation. This is reportedly making waves in open court. It all began when some video footage from a hotel lobby surfaced a few days prior. No sound, just the visuals. Everyone thought that would be the limit, but insiders now allege that audio was played behind closed doors, leaving the entire room stunned. Phones were confiscated, no journalists captured anything, just a silence that only severe revelations could invoke. One source described the clip as unmistakably male-on-male explicit. The kind of silence that you only witness when something serious is heard, and just when you thought the room couldn't be more shocked, things got deeper. New witnesses surfaced, and we're not talking about fame seekers. These are former bad boy artists, ex-staff, people who worked with Diddy, toured with him, partied at his events. These people have insight from the inside. People who might have remained silent for years, but now, under legal shield, are prepared to speak out. One noteworthy voice, Dawn Richards. You might recall her from Danity Kane, one of Diddy's ex-girl groups. She just testified and was later spotted looking visibly frustrated and drained, photographers snapping her as she left court. Insiders claim she endorsed Cassie's story. She openly confessed Diddy's horrible acts. That's not just hearsay. That's the court's transcript. Then there's Diddy's daughter. The sight of her exiting the courtroom really underscored how dire things have gotten. She showed no confidence, no bravado, just silent, pale, and visibly shaken. Paparazzi didn't even attempt to hurl questions at her. She didn't even glance up. Insiders allege her reaction came right after the audio was played, which only amplifies the gravity of whatever was heard inside. The repercussions here stretch far beyond legal difficulties. It's now about reputation, family standing, and a maze of secrets linking some of the most powerful figures in entertainment. The mention of Will Smith's name wasn't just a casual drop. It reportedly ties back to the audio. And naturally, the internet didn't wait a second. Old clips, interviews with meaningful looks, podcast discussions, every interaction between Will and Diddy got re-examined. One interview that went viral again involved comedian Lunel nonchalantly claiming Diddy and Will were intimate. She said it so offhandedly, many missed it the first time. This time, nobody missed it, and online communities ran wild with it. And then deeper curiosities arose. Fans began revisiting moments of Will with Jaden Smith. The affectionate kisses, the overly playful vibe. Once perceived as a quirky dad, it now gets rewatched with a different perspective. People began feeling unsettled. The vibe shifted. Then, a bombshell moment happened. Brother Ball, Will Smith's ex-assistant, brought allegations that intensified the spotlight. He asserted Will was caught engaging in explicit acts, vividly recounting an instance where Will allegedly was inappropriate with another man. But that wasn't even the most jaw-dropping part, Ball continued, claiming he once stumbled upon Dwayne Martin and Will, with Dwayne supposedly having Will over a couch in a particular position. His account, not mine. So after Brother Ball ignited the powder keg with that explosive Dwayne Martin claim, the internet began acting like a detective agency. Fans weren't waiting for media confirmation. They sifted through clips, photos, throwback interviews, and every event where Diddy and Will were seen together, laughing and looking like old pals. And then Will spoke out, trying to fiercely dispel rumors. His quote, I ain't nowhere near that man. I did none of that stupid stuff. If you hear it, write it off as a complete lie. Except that backfired. The moment Will denied it, socials were flooded with receipts. Photos of him and Diddy at events, lounging at parties, even a clip of them clinking glasses like longtime buddies. This didn't just make people skeptical, it made them feel deceived. And this is where Meek Mill entered the mix. His name surfaced during the courtroom broadcast of those alleged explicit tapes. Once that happened, chaos erupted. Unlike Will, who tried to compose denial, Meek spiraled. He was all over social media posting defensive tweets incessantly. And honestly, the more he posted, the more people thought he had something to hide. See, Meek's association with Diddy has been a long-running joke among fans. They've ribbed him with labels like Diddy's sidekick, pocket puppet, and other even darker nicknames I'd rather not repeat. What once seemed like trolling is now being pieced together as if old jokes have suddenly found their context. And yes, fans dug up receipts on Meek too. One viral video caught him at a party with billionaire Michael Rubin, moving around like he just lost a dare. The scene appeared off. It looked like he was forcing laughter to mask unease, with a voice teasing him in the backdrop. Then comes more footage. Diddy hosting a birthday party for Meek. Seems typical until you notice it's a pool setting with shirtless guys, and Diddy affectionately calling Meek daddy on camera. I love you. I appreciate you, daddy. And of course, the internet latched onto that. Whenever Meek acted tough online, folks would hurl that clip right back at him. The term daddy morphed into a meme immediately. And when he lashed out online, insisting, "I'm not fruity, stop playing," the response was just a barrage of screenshots and older clips showing Meek's cozy moments with Diddy. But the real eyebrow raiser was about the mystery surrounding the audio. To date, it hasn't leaked. No clips, no media, just insider accounts and courtroom summaries. That's even more unsettling. People keep hearing about the madness contained within, but no one beyond those courtroom walls has truly heard it. One insider claimed it sounded like a man being subjected to something physical, while Diddy allegedly laughed in the background. That's the notorious level we're discussing. Some rumor surfaced of a short clip alleging to have caught Meek and Diddy in an intimate act. Real or just clout bait is uncertain, but the chatter it sparked is real enough. And the fact the authorities have kept it under wraps raises eyebrows further. Because truth time. In the USA, hiding evidence like this in such a case is atypical unless there's a powerful reason. Journalists are beginning to probe hard with their questions. If the evidence stands to convict, why hold it back from public view? Transparency is crucial in judicial processes. Some argue it's about safeguarding participants' identities or dignity. Others suggest the content could shatter too much. Too many iconic figures, too much sway behind closed doors. Should this surface, it might not just tarnish reputations, it could demolish careers, negate contracts, trigger lawsuits, and pull in people not yet named. And that's the chilling prospect. If Diddy, Will, and Meek merely scratch the surface, who else is enmeshed in this mess? As all this unravels, the most unsettling part isn't the celebrity lineup, but it's the eerie silence. In an era when everything leaks, from iCloud breaches to courtroom audio, it always seeps out. Yet this time, not a trace of those claimed Diddy tapes has hit the web. No clip, no audio flickers, not even a hint of imagery. That silence is deafening, leading people to ask one burning question: who's safeguarding this? And that inquiry has spawned yet another deeper dive, because in truth, this trial veered off from being merely about Diddy and Cassie weeks ago. This is digging up a network, a clandestine culture behind the velvet ropes that might have been orchestrating for ages, and until now, nobody dared or managed to unearth it. The only reason it's breaking open is due to federal scrutiny, and because the survivors and insiders now feel secure enough to break their silence. We're witnessing the complete unraveling of someone who once seemed impervious. More than merely a music powerhouse, he was interwoven into hip-hop's very fabric. TV, style, and the essence of trends, it all meshed seamlessly around him. He had that perpetual bad boy aura, those extravagant bashes, the vote or die movement, and his circle of billionaire pals. But now, everything's unraveling right before our eyes. What's astonishing is the number of folks now saying, "We should have seen it coming." Because looking back, the warning signs were always there. From his bizarre fixation with controlling his artists to those odd interviews where he'd say, "Pause," after nearly every line, like he's half jesting, half concealing something. Or how nearly every artist who exited Bad Boy seemed wounded or vanished completely. MacTail Lon, Day 26, Danity Kane. Aubrey O'Day's been sounding the alarm for ages, but nobody paid heed. Well, the courtroom's certainly not ignoring it now. And when Dawn Richard testified, it reinforced the idea that Diddy was beyond just problematic. He was allegedly predatory. She verified that Cassie wasn't fabricating, that incidents did occur. Such courtroom corroboration is potent. The emotional aftermath doesn't solely affect Diddy. Will Smith, with his reputation still on thin ice post-Oscar slap, is now in a more precarious position. Those who stood by him then are reassessing his character further, because if these alleged audio tapes are genuine and with him involved, it's not just a PR headache. It could be devastating to his career. As for Meek Mill, the online world is already acting like he's done for. He hasn't been formally accused of anything, but his reaction, the defensiveness, the "you're all out to get me" posts, only adds to the doubts. And that's the thing about public opinion. Once you're linked to something so scandalous, even if legally untainted, you've already lost the image battle. On top of that, nobody from the authorities is stepping up to clarify the silence. No official word on whether they are examining these tapes or why they haven't been shared, which only kindles the belief that these tapes are too incendiary to handle. Perhaps the ones featured in them are too prominent. Possibly they're part of undisclosed arrangements. Or maybe the government itself is cautiously navigating a political minefield with this case, attempting not to blow it wide open too hastily. So now we're lingering in this bizarre stasis. The court proceedings continue, the internet keeps probing, and those supposedly implicated act as if everything's all right, but that facade won't hold up indefinitely. This isn't an issue that will remain underground because the internet neither forgets nor pardons. When people sense they're being kept in the dark, they dig even deeper. If these tapes were ever to surface, the tremors could destabilize Hollywood's upper echelons entirely, not just due to what Diddy supposedly did, but because of who else was present. The opulent drapes are being drawn back, and what lies beneath might be far more sinister than anyone anticipated. We'll keep an eye out.